Well, when I first got invited to attend this meeting, I was a bit struck by the term resilience, because I did research in the 90s, 1990s, early 2000s on sustainable regional development. And going back to this work and this literature, I thought, well, resilience must be a part of the sustainable development concept. It is a normative concept. It encompasses the socio-economic, ecological development, including what we enlarge to the concept that is the ethical and the decision-making process. So I think the resilience discussion could, of course, give also a relaunch to sustainable development on more regional levels. I'm more concerned with the socio-economic development, but also quality of living has to do with the landscape quality, the quality of public spaces, microclimate in urban settings. So it's about all the three traditional parts of the sustainable development definition. What we, of course, realize is that there is every once in a while there's a new buzzword coming up, smart, for example, sustainable at the time. Now it is resilient. So I know researchers go for new concepts, but you have to, of course, also test the old ones, whether they making any impact on the ground, in the territory, for the people. And I think in this regard we have to test seriously whether resilience replaces sustainable development or not.
Yeah, so how do we move past resilience just as a buzzword then, from your perspective?
Well, I think it's very important to let's say, get to grips with the basic conceptual assumptions of this normative concept. So do we talk about cross-sectional analysis or longitudinal analysis? So do we talk about stocks and flows that are involved? Do we talk about positional or relational perspectives? What is about the very important issue of intertemporality, especially if we talk about regional structural change? Does this concept of resilience help us to better understand structural change over a certain period of time? Does it help only to understand a 10-year period or a 50 years period? So I think this is, there are some unsolved issues that need discussion. Right now we're involved in a study for the metropolitan region of Munich, and we look at the interrelationship between the locational choice for residency, for workplaces, and the respective use of mobility of people. So, and that is, everything is based on a web survey where we georeference the places where people lived before, where they worked before, where they work now, and where they have looked for alternative locations of residency. So this is a huge web survey where we produced around 7,500 replies. So there is no representativity in this research, and it's all about spatial patterns that we try to detect through visualization techniques, and of course later on through new hypotheses that we generate through this data mining process, and then of course we use statistical methods to find some correlation. But the issue is, of course, that big data or data mining, as I put it, is only working if you have a certain idea of a concept behind, a certain theoretical model or impact model, for example. So big data is nothing without theory.